Oh my God.
The
What
sweet,
is
sweet sound.
up, everybody? That Papa Top means that we are back.
We're back.
We're back. I am Porky.
Welcome back, Mr. Cotta.
That's Louie.
I'm the Louie.
D. Louie. Thank you very much. What's up, man? How you been?
Oh, man. Oh, if life was a Catalina wine mixer, oh my goodness, I will tell you right now.
Mister, everything's broken.
Brother, if you knew, man, I don't know what I did. So I know I jacked it up a while back, my knee, right? Jacked up my knee a while back.
Yeah.
And I guess I tweaked it a few weeks ago.
Right.
But I didn't feel anything. And then just starting Thursday, man, all the way countdown every single day, it just started getting worse and worse and worse to Monday. I couldn't even stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Like I couldn't put pressure on it. I couldn't do anything. It was just horrible. I had to have Sabrina take me to the urgent care.
Really?
They did X-rays and they were like, look, the doctor was like, I feel popping. I'm 95% sure you have a tear somewhere. So I'd be surprised if they tell me you didn't.
Yeah.
I got an MRI yesterday. Results came back today. They're like, there's no tear. So what the hell's wrong with it?
I think it was diagnosis old.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's exactly what it is. I mean, they said there's a lot of swelling around the knee.
Yeah.
It looks like a contusion or a deep bruise. And more than likely, it's a sprain.
Dude,
it's a sprained knee.
What did you do?
I don't know.
You didn't even know what you did.
I know what I did a few weeks ago.
That's what makes it worse.
It's when I jacked up my ankle. I was unloading the truck and I stepped on an uneven spot.
Yeah.
And it twisted my ankle. I heard that pop. Well, unless it was my knee. Shoot, I don't even know. But I heard it pop and then I went down. And so I know I landed on it, but you know, it didn't hurt then. It hurts now. And man, it's killing me, bro. I can't walk. They had me on crutches and like it's popping every single time I move it. And, dude, I have a brace on. It's horrible. But other than that, man, we're good.
Yeah, diagnosis old. We'll go back to that.
Exactly. No, man, the doctor goes, we're going to try to keep some weight off of it. I'm like, oh, so now you're calling me fat. Now I got to lose weight. And he just kind of looks at me like, well,
if the shoe fits, sir.
If the knee brace fits, we're gonna say yes. So the goal is to now lose 15 pounds. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, man.
I haven't even taken a sip. Hold on.
Oh, and I could hear that. Oh, everybody else heard that too. Hey, welcome, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to our first live stream podcast.
Yes.
Facebook Live through StreamYard. Unfortunately, we're not getting paid through StreamYard. If we were, I would advertisement a little bit more.
And we're not doing video today.
No video. Maybe next time.
Technical difficulties, but it's okay.
Nah, technical difficulties in the sense that somebody needs to leave a little earlier next time and get here, because we were supposed to start at 7.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We're not going to mention any names.
No. Anyway, so just to start off, man, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know, we always want to thank everybody for those of you who's always listened, who've been here since the beginning.
Loyals.
The loyals, the ones that always comment, those ones that always say something, the ones that always, giving us information. So we just wanted to thank you guys for doing that. So yeah, man. So we just wanted to do this, see how it goes. Our first Facebook Live podcast, live stream. Unfortunately, we're in competition with that damn baseball game.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, that's going on.
Well, as long as the Rangers keep sticking it to the Trastros, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, let's piss off all the Astros fans right now. You are losing 2-0 in the series, don't you? Yeah, I hope they know. I hope they remember that.
And it's already the bottom of the first.
Where are we at?
0-0.
0-0? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nah, well, they're lucky.
What's the score? 0-0. Who's winning?
The Bears.
You don't know where that's from. Ferris
Bueller's Day Off. Thank you very much.
Sir.
All right, so we're going to go over a couple of things. I don't know. We're going to start off. I know that
we have so much to cover.
Can you believe all the comments that we got?
Oh, yeah. We have so much to cover. I'm going to tell you like this. We have so much to cover. Of course, we're not going to get to it all today.
Yeah, no, we're not.
But we got material, though, for at least the next 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to be good. Again, thank you for those of you that are tuning in or going to tune in to our Facebook Live. We are still going to put this out on Spotify.
Right.
So that way, for those of you that can't be on here live right now, you're going to be able to hear it later, or if you're listening to me now, then you'll be hearing it now. So you know what I mean.
What happened to then?
To then.
Well, we're now.
Exactly. We're now.
All right, so we're gonna start off. I know Louis had something that he wanted to bring up.
Well, so we did put out there, give us some topics, some things that you'd like to hear. Before we even posted that, my sister had already come out. I want to say it was last week on Wednesday, and she came out and she was like, "Hey, I have 2 topics you need to discuss." So she sends me, of course, a book like she usually does, right? When she wants to discuss something.
Right.
And so we're just going to go over them real quick. And, we'll touch on those. And then if we still have time, we're going to touch on some other ones. But I think these are pretty good. So the first one was the No Sabo Kids.
The No Sabo Kids.
The No Sabo Kids.
The ones that don't know Spanish?
So she said, like me, or which is her, right? She says, and how we get shitted on for being a Latino or Hispanic and not speaking it. Something that's been questioned of me lately.
Oh, wow.
And then number 2 was privileged people. How a lot of people, quote unquote people, didn't have to work as hard to get where they are. And it also leads to the way that they treat others, right? So she says, for example, I work with doctors and residents that are, new doctors. And a lot of them, and she emphasized a lot of them, treat us regular people like we ain't shit. She goes, not me, because, I'm not a pushover. Mm-hmm. But the way I see them talk to patients, to peers, to staff, et cetera, it's horrible. And most privileged people don't know how to really work hard for what they have. They have the money for the best of everything, and it leads them to be spoiled and unmanageable, unmannered, rude, racist. Members of our society, they don't know how to coexist. She goes, and I'm talking about all races, not just certain races, because I've seen it in all of them, right? Mm-hmm. So, first of all, we want to touch on the first one, the No Sabo Kids. So I'll tell you like this, man. Little story, right? Little story about my sister. Growing up, my grandparents spoke Spanish, on both sides. My grandma on my mom's side spoke English as well, so she always talked to us in English, or tried to. Me and my sister, growing up, my mom used to talk to us in Spanish. And she would just, little things, little phrases,
Right.
Dame esto. Or
as we're kids, that's how we learn.
But that's why my mom would do it, right?
Right.
So one day, my sister's sitting in front of the TV, and my mom is like, Mija, súbele la voz. And my sister's sitting there watching TV. And my mom's like, Mija, súbele la voz. And she's just not looking, not paying attention. She's just watching TV. Uh-huh. So she turns around. My mom goes, hey. She's now concerned because when I was younger, I had a problem with my eyes. I remember one day going to school. My mom was like, I was like, hey, who's outside? She's like, well, look, it's right there. I'm like, I can't see. And so she took me to the eye doctor and realized that I was blind, right?
You had a plethora of issues, Louis.
Yeah, for real. So she's concerned now that maybe my sister has a hearing problem, right? So she's concerned, and she's like, Lorraine. And so my sister turns around and looks at her. She goes, do you not hear me talking to you? She goes, yeah, but whenever you're talking that mumbo jumbo, I don't pay attention. So she called Spanish mumbo jumbo. So at that moment, she had already set in her mind she did not want to learn another language. Like, right. She was set with, I'm American, I'm going to speak English, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
And this was her at, I don't know, 8 years old or whatever age she was. She's been defiant since she was 1.
Right.
But whatever. So she never wanted to. Now, fast forward, she's now married, right? Has kids, and her in-laws speak the majority Spanish. So of course she had to now growing up and as we continue to move further, she learned how to understand it. Yeah. So she understands Spanish, but she doesn't speak it.
Right.
And that's where she comes out saying that they give her a hard time because she doesn't speak the language. Like, you're Hispanic, right?
Right.
I don't know. What do you feel?
See, I don't see a problem. I mean, I go back.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a problem. I mean, if she understands it, right?
And we used the word beneficial the last time we talked about this. It's beneficial for you to be able to understand and speak it.
Right.
But it's not mandatory.
She doesn't have to learn
it. It's not.
So I mean, I don't see a problem. I mean, I see it as far as the little kids now. Maybe not the ones that are a little bit older, but the ones that are younger now. I think it's beneficial.
Yes.
To give them those things.
And I think that's where I'm lacking. Like with the kids here, I think I'm lacking because I don't say now. However, the two older ones speak Spanish.
Oh yeah,
they understand it and speak it, right?
That's good.
So my older two, the older one understands it, doesn't really speak it, but he understands it.
Right.
The second one could care less. Okay,
like, yeah, whatever.
He doesn't care. So, but I'll tell you like this: I always understood Spanish. I never really spoke it.
Right.
When I started working where I work now, right, and I think I've told the story before, I started to learn it, and the majority of my installation crews and the majority of the people that I worked with spoke Spanish.
Right.
So I was able to learn it and pick it up really, really fast. Now I can speak it pretty fluently. I think you come across that where people now demand, and I think we talked about that the last time.
Yeah.
People demand for people like, why don't you speak Spanish? Like if you were to come across somebody that speaks Spanish, it's like it's offensive to them that you don't understand them or can't speak back to them, right? And so I think that's where I don't want to just say society, but I mean nowadays, one, the people that get offended, but then when you have people like from another race that look at you and they're like, hey, do you speak Spanish?
Right. They assume.
Yeah. No, I don't. And they're like, oh, I thought you did or you would have. Right. I mean, to me, that's a little offensive, but whatever.
It is. Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story. I went to Spectrum. I had to go return some equipment.
Yeah.
Right. And when I walk in, they have the sign-in, tablet.
Right.
And it says, preferred language, English, Spanish.
Right. Okay.
So I was just about to start signing in when a gentleman, he was like, hey, I can take you now. I said, cool. So I walk up there and I said, hey, you speak Spanish? And he goes, no. I said, neither do I. I just wanted to make sure. And he just kind of looks at me like, you son of a, And I was like, bro, I'm just trying to break the ice, man.
Hey,
just trying to keep it lively, right? But whatever.
Come on.
I just don't see why you would be offended or why you would belittle someone or look down on someone for not speaking Spanish.
Right.
I mean, I get it. She's Latina. I get it. We're in Texas and she's from San Antonio. And yeah, we're not too far from the border. And there's a lot of people here that speak Spanish. But why would you look down on somebody for not speaking Spanish?
Right. It's I don't know. It's pretty dumb. If I think, if I really think about it, it's like when we were younger, it's not like we were taught like, no, you got to speak Spanish. No, our parents didn't care. They just talked to us in Spanish. And eventually we figured it out, right? But as we're older now, like if we decide that we want to speak Spanish, learn Spanish, hey, if we want to, we can. But it's not a prerequisite.
Exactly.
We don't have to learn
we don't
Spanish. Have to. And of course, I went back to my question way back then. Like, is it beneficial?
Yes.
To learn Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah, it's beneficial. But do you have to? No. No, you don't have to.
No.
But I will say for the kids, again, for the younger kids that are still first grade, second grade, third grade, maybe, maybe kind of throw that out there.
Throw out some words.
Right, because let me tell you something. Boston, right? Mm-hmm. He's on a peso pluma kick right now. And let me tell you, that dude knows more Spanish than I do. Even though he doesn't know what it means.
Oh, I was just about to say.
He doesn't know what it means.
I was just about to say. You know how many people that I come across that know those songs word for word, but if you were to talk to them in Spanish, they're gonna look at you like, huh?
Right.
So they're just following the trend.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know about you people that are out there. Do y'all have y'all ever experienced something like that? And of course it would probably come from more of the Latino people, right?
Yeah.
But two, how do you feel? Have you ever looked down on somebody? Has anybody ever looked down on you? Have you ever experienced seeing somebody look down on somebody else? We want to hear your comment. We want to hear, from you. Share with us, give us some stories or some comments. To me, it just, in the day and age that we live in, where everybody's offended about everything, how would you feel it's okay to look down on somebody for not speaking Spanish? I just don't get it.
Right. No, I don't see it.
We can't use a damn bottle of Aunt Jemima anymore, right? But yet you're gonna be mad at somebody because they don't speak Spanish.
Oh, you know, a little story about me back then. Like when we were in high school, Tejano had just started. Basically, I mean, obviously,
it had just become
blown
popular.
up. Right?
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
You hit that's correct. So I knew almost every freaking song in Spanish.
Yep.
Would sing it in Spanish.
Yep.
Did I know what it meant?
Would go dance cumbias.
So we used to dance that shit.
Yeah. But I
did
had no
I know
clue
what it means? I had no idea. So I'm looking at it now because Boston's, you know, he's singing Peso. And I'm like, but I have, like, he has no idea what the words mean.
Yeah.
But it's a good starter.
It is. That is a good starter. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I remember going, you know, we go to quinces or go to weddings, right? And not only dancing to these songs, but singing them. And we're sitting there. And I remember the first time when I finally put my knowing Spanish into use and hearing the actual lyrics of some of these songs, I'm like, what the hell is he saying? That is crazy. So, yeah. Like, Las Hijas de Don Simón. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you listen to the lyrics, I'm like, oh my goodness.
There's a lot of
just there.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs. There's a lot of Tejano songs. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? And real quick, there's a lot of. Well, I know one for sure because back in my mariachi days, there was one song that was talking about a guy that falls in love with like a 13, 14-year-old girl. I don't remember how the age was, but that's what the song was. And if, you know, it was a corrido, not a corrido, but it was a mariachi song.
Mariachi song, yeah.
And, you know, people sing that and they're like, hey, and there wasn't, you know, well, back then probably wasn't a problem, but
so
yeah, right
so
now,
speaking of
wait, real quick, Basil very happy that he can't see our faces right now.
Okay.
And I'm happy I can't see your face.
Wait, we got some other comments. What else we got there?
Some other stuff. Josh is talking about the Rangers. Go Rangers.
He needs to be worried about. He needs to be worried about 45 minutes to an hour from now when I go over there and spank that ass. That's what he needs to be worried about. We're playing on separate teams today, so.
Oh, Louis, they got pool turn. Louis got a pool league.
Yeah.
He's pool league coming up. Chris,
that's my nephew.
Yeah, they got Astros all day. Unfortunately.
Oh God, we're gonna block him.
And he's talking trash too. It's crazy how all Texas was Astros fans last year. Now they're all about the Rangers.
I'm not gonna lie, and I'll agree with Chrissy. However, it's this time of season when you see all the bandwagon and all the fair weather fans that now all of a sudden go and buy jerseys and they're like, now they're Astros fans, now they're Rangers fans. I'm like, stick to your damn team.
Yeah,
stick to your damn team. No. You're leaving. Come here.
Oh, you don't want to see what just happened.
Be careful.
Yeah,
have fun.
I'm glad we didn't have that camera on. We would have had to put a.
But I do agree with Chrissy, right? Like, however, if I had to root for somebody, I'm gonna root for the Rangers and not the Astros. So just so we're there.
And I posted the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna. I hope both teams lose, but that's not possible. But yeah, if I had to pick somebody, it would be the Rangers.
What did Joe say?
Oh, she.
That's low. It's got to be low.
Mom didn't teach us because she didn't want us to be discriminated like she was.
I remember it a little different. However, to each his own. Right, sis.
Josh was there for me. I did that test.
He was there for you. He was there for you.
He was there. I was waiting for Louis to pop up, waiting for Louis to pop in and say something.
I saw it all late.
And then he's he's in a meeting or something.
Oh, that's right.
I was like,
I was in a meeting, quote unquote, air quotes. Yes.
So Josh says, I grew up in a predominantly white town, so my family didn't teach us Spanish, so they could talk privately in front of us, so we wouldn't know what was being said.
And that's funny because we try to do that, right? And I told you, so the older two know it, and they're like, you know we understand Spanish, right? And I'm like, yes, I know, but I'm not hiding anything from you, right? It's from the other ones. You know, I got to play it all sometimes.
Okay. So Chris was a Dodgers fan last year.
Yeah. I don't know where the trash jokes came from, but he was a Dodger fan. He's also my Pittsburgh Steeler fan.
And what else?
And I don't know what other sorry teams he wants to go for, but
oh man.
However, so I do have now continuing with the Spanish, right?
Yeah,
well, hold on, continue with the Spanish. So I don't know if you've seen the news or if you look at the news or watch the news. I watch the news in the morning. That's when I usually watch it. In the morning when I get ready to go after I've taken the kids and we're kind of getting everything ready, right?
Right.
I watch the Fox morning news. And they changed it.
You really watch Fox?
Yeah. Well, I watch it because it's still on, and all the other ones are now they're like national news and shit like that.
Okay.
So I'm watching it, and I like to see the traffic and all that crap. They changed their staple or whatever their sign, and it's now Fox SA or Fox News, Puro San Antonio. And I'm like, why? Like, why do you have to do that, right? That first of all. But what gets me is that the people they have saying that, Puro San Antonio. Like, I'm like, no, like, don't do that. Like, have people
Puro San Antonio.
And then they have a guy that's a Hispanic guy. Now, this is where I see what my sister's kind of talking about. However, don't put yourself out there. If you're not going to speak Spanish, don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But don't come out with that lazy
Puro
English Spanish. Don't do that, right? I just don't get it. Like, and so I'm the guy that sent the email to the news station.
No way.
And I'm like, guys, like if you're gonna have somebody on there, then make sure that they know how to speak it. They did a segment and they were kind of referencing, they were doing tamales from Delia's.
Oh, yeah.
Tamales. Right?
Or tamales.
From Delia's. Okay? Because they're Puro San Antonio. Like, and I'm like, no, don't have these people doing those segments and talking. You have Hispanic people that I've seen on that freaking newscast that they say their name Delgado or whatever. And I'm like, have those people do it.
Right.
Don't have these people that you're making one of them. First of all, you're making them look like a fool.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's cringy.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. But I'm not gonna look down on them because they don't speak Spanish. But don't try, because to me it's as if you're the person that you tell somebody, if you were to do something nice for somebody and they look at you because you look Latino or you look Hispanic, they're gonna say, "Oh, gracias." Nah, don't fucking tell me gracias. Tell me thank you. Right. I mean, why do you have to go there? Like, I'm not. Do you want me to tell you in Russian or in Polish or like, no, you don't have to do that. Yeah. I'm like, to me that's just going over the top, man. That's going over the top.
Oh my God, that's too much. So let's see.
I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that.
Crazy because Myra gets backlash for saying "hola" during her newscast in Houston. Who's Myra?
So Myra is our cousin.
Oh, okay.
So she's the anchor person in Houston.
Whoa, really?
And I'm not gonna lie, she started getting hate mail, hate emails, hate text. I mean, you name it. They were coming down on her because she said "hola."
Oh my God!
Hello,
are you serious?
Hola on the newscast, and I'm like, but she's not saying "hola" like she's saying "hola," like she's saying like, it in the language.
Hola, yeah.
And honestly, to go further, her first language is it's Spanish.
Yeah.
Right? Family is from Mexico. So why would you look down on somebody saying that because they're on an American news station?
Well, okay, so that goes into the next thing that you were talking about was privilege. Is one of the things that we're maybe going to bring up, right? What kind of privilege? Like from certain people, privilege.
So, yes.
So yeah. I mean, I think for whatever reason they think, it's okay for me to do that because I have privilege, and I can cut in front of you, or I can do certain things that you wouldn't normally do because I have privilege.
So the example that my sister gave, right? She works with doctors, with residents. She works with all those, and her and Sabrina had a back and forth conversation about it.
Right.
Because Sabrina works at a hospital. She works with doctors.
Right.
Right. And so she's like, as a pharmacy technician, which was yesterday, so happy Pharmacy Technicians Day or Technicians Week this week.
Okay. You like Boss's Day? Like my people didn't give me anything?
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
So she's just like, hey, there's doctors when she's in a room and people come in, like she's doing a job and the doctor comes in is like, well, I'm here now, so now I gotta like move out the way. Like, let me get in.
Right.
And then the way they talk to patients, the way they talk to staff, the way they talk to, it's just, annoying. And then you have pharmacists who are doctors of pharmacy, right? They're the same way. Like, and she's like, man, I hope when I get to where I'm going, her goal, which what she's going to school for, she goes, I hope that I never get to that point, because it's horrible how some people just feel privileged and entitled to treat people however they want.
Right.
My question, and what I tell my sister and what I tell Sabrina, what I tell them is, why don't you ask them this question? Would you do that at a coffee shop, not in the hospital? Would you go and cut in front of somebody? Would you talk to somebody like that a certain way?
Right.
I doubt it, because you're going to get your head knocked off.
Right. Exactly.
You're not going to do that in public anywhere else, but because you're in your place, you feel that you're entitled to talk to me a certain way.
Or even still, like, or somebody that they know or they think that they can talk to that way.
Yeah.
Somebody that they think, well, I can talk to them because they're not.
And sometimes it's not even about money. It's not about what they have, but it's the authority that they have.
Authority.
So I work in an
authority
industry.
they think they have.
Exactly.
Right.
So I work in an industry that it's multifamily, it's apartments, right? And you come across some people, whether they be a manager, whether they be the lead maintenance,
right?
Whether they be a regional manager or whatever. And there's some people that are cool as shit, like they are amazing, and they're down to earth, and they'll have a good conversation with you, and they'll stand their ground, but they're going to be respectful about it,
right?
And then there's other people, because they feel that they're at that position,
right?
They're going to talk to you a certain way. I'm going to tell you right now, the place where somebody lives, say it like that, because I don't want to call out the name, but the managers there suck. When you go into an apartment community and you're a resident there, when you go into the office, they're there to serve you. You live in their property,
right?
But because they're the manager, they want to treat you like crap.
Yeah,
they want to talk to you like you're a bother. You're a nuisance. I have a work order. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not how you treat your residents.
Right.
I've gone to other properties, and I'm like, dude, I see the things that they do for their residents, and I'm like, you want to get on Facebook? Do you want to see some of the things that other people do? This is how you retain people.
Right.
I don't know if it's the people that they feel that they're dealing with, or the type of people that they feel they're dealing with,
but the way they think.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
I'm just like, because you have a little bit of authority, you abuse it.
Yeah.
And so, going back to my sister's statement, I get it. There's some people that have money and that's how they act.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think it's even about the money. I think it's just about the authority that they feel that they feel they have.
Right.
So with some people, they have money, that to them, that's power.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But in other people, a position that they hold, that's their power.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, it doesn't justify and it doesn't excuse for crappy behavior.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah. That's true. Very true. So Chrissy says, I was taught to speak Spanish when growing up. My grandmother didn't know English, so we had to learn. When she passed, I didn't keep up, but then when I started to use it again, my stepdad used to make fun of me. I was a very shy kid and stopped speaking, so no one could mess with me. I regret it very much.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I can understand,
and that's part of it. It's like they're either making fun of you, or it's like
you didn't say this correctly.
Yeah.
I think I told a story the last time about that, where there was one lady that said she tried to speak Spanish and they made fun of her.
Right.
And ever since then, she's never wanted to learn it or try it again.
That's right.
So I get that feeling.
So
here we go.
That's Roger. Roger says, "Nah, man. The time they got that white anchor chick to wish Chupa mi verga happy birthday."
That's a classic. That was classic.
That's what he said. He said it's classic.
That was classic. Yes. Yes.
Oh man. But yeah, it's out there, unfortunately. Some people just think they have the authority, so they think they have the power,
Yeah.
and they think they can talk to people
however they want.
Which,
Yep.
you know, it's like, dude, really? You suck. But I got another serious question here.
Okay.
Why is burping bad?
So, this is funny, right? Because I've literally burped like 4 or 5 times, and I'm moving away from the mic.
I didn't. I just let one rip right now. So the reason I asked that question.
I don't think it is.
So, okay. Well, the reason I asked that question was because somebody, sometime way back when, somebody burped, right? Mm-hmm. And then somebody went, ew.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, they said, well, that's gross. Don't do that. That's not something you should be doing. But my whole thing is like, where did it start? Like, who is the person that said, even throwing the middle finger? Like, where does that come from? Where did they come out and say, well, throwing the middle finger is bad?
Well, so that goes now. I want to say because of how it's used now, right?
The middle finger.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the first time it was ever done, who knows? We're gonna have to Google that, right?
We're gonna have to research that.
However,
for sure.
It's the way it is. It's the same as the stupid slang words that we have going on nowadays, and all the stupid talk and all that, right? It's the same thing. However, it's not bad until it's used in a disrespectful way. Okay, so that's throwing the middle finger.
Okay, but wait.
Okay.
What? Why?
Why? You're being disrespectful.
But how do you know that finger was
right.
disrespectful?
That's what I'm saying. If somebody's doing it disrespectfully, like that they're giving you the, you know it's disrespectful. You know where it's coming from. But if somebody's just, like I remember people, doing something like, oh look, he's throwing the finger, bro. I'm looking at my finger, like shut up, leave me alone. And you're right, like, but I think if it comes disrespectfully, if it comes from from an area from it's like I'm being disrespectful, then I think it's bad. Now burping, no. Honestly, and don't quote me, but scientifically, it's not good to hold in a burp or to burp in, because you know that the gases go down, they don't come up. So I'll give you an example. So I have Crohn's, right?
Yeah.
So and diverticulitis, whatever, right?
Diverticulitis.
I have everything. However, I started to develop like indigestion or heartburn and stuff like that. So now when I burp, if I burp and I hold it in and I kind of like take down, it burns, like it hurts going down.
Okay.
Yeah, like really bad, right? Really bad heartburn. So I have to let it out, and I have to like literally dig deep, like to get it from here for it to come out.
Yeah.
Because if not, it hurts.
Right.
So honestly, I don't know if you saw Shrek, but better out than in, I always say. I mean, to me, it's a sign of like, hey man, it was good.
That was just. It was just.
To me, that was the first. That's busting. So, I'm burping because it was that good. It was that good.
And that's kind of what I was saying too, because it's like somebody burps and they're like, "Ugh, that's gross." But I'm like, well, how do you know? Like that's a good sign to the chef.
Exactly.
It was good food.
It was good food.
It tasted good.
Or it was a good drink or something.
Give my regards to the chef. Bro.
Exactly.
There you go.
However,
why?
I cannot. It's like passing gas, right?
Yeah. Why is passing gas bad?
Well, and that's exactly what it is. It's passing gas just coming out through your mouth, right? So, I think if the person were just to be like, oh, excuse me, whatever. But even if somebody were to say, excuse me, like, it's still, to some people, it's like, yeah, gross.
Oh, God.
Like, get the hell out of here.
That. Boston farts every day, man. He wakes up, burp, burp, burp. And then what I hear, oh, you're just like your dad. Gee, thanks. Serious questions
since
here.
We're there,
serious
let me ask you this. So at what point in a relationship is it okay to fart?
Oh.
In front of your significant other.
No, that's months down the line, man.
Oh, but you're months.
Yeah, I'm talking months. I'm not talking like 3-4 dates. I'm talking 5 months, 6 months.
Okay. So you're like in a full-blown relationship.
In a real relationship. Like,
and then it's okay.
Right. Yeah. What do you think?
So I would agree with you.
4-0 Astros.
Here we go. Who's that?
Chris.
Oh, shoot. Yep, I'm looking at it right now. They did score 4-0. Holy
and
crap.
Roger says, in Japan, it's considered a compliment to burp after a meal.
Exactly.
There you go. It says, let's see, next time, just fart in their face.
That had to be Dro. That had to be Dro. That's not low. That wasn't low. That was Dro.
You already know.
Yeah, I already know who that one is.
It is like when she does first. So Basil says when she
farts first. Okay.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. Now I'll tell you like this. I also feel that it's months, right? Months. However, I was to the point where it was like it was a couple years,
really,
right? And it was like I had to excuse myself. I would go over here, I'd go over there, right? And even now, I'm not very.
Well, you know what's weird? What's weird is that, like, I'll be honest, like with Roxanne and I, like I don't do it even in a joking manner.
Okay,
like even in a joking manner,
we have here right now. That because all the kids like to joke like that.
They just want to.
Yeah, and I'm like, guys, go to the freaking bathroom, man. Like, come on, man.
No, but seriously, like I can't. I don't even think I can't even remember the last time that I farted in front of her. Now Boston that's something else. Boston, he farts all the time.
We got an anonymous message.
Oh, anonymous message. Okay,
and it says when she queefs first, that's when. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna keep that one anonymous, bro.
You see, we're tackling the serious questions here, people. The serious questions, man.
Serious questions, man. I don't know. I agree with you. Months down the line, however,
yeah. Well, okay. Let me run through these things, right? Because so we're on the subject of is burping bad? Throwing the middle finger is bad. Whoever way back, however long ago it was that somebody did it, and they said, okay, that's bad, don't do it. But let's talk about things that are happening now, right? Okay. So people who use their speakerphones in public.
Okay.
So hold on.
I have a big problem with that.
People watching videos or TikToks loudly, right? Oh, that one hurts me. I hate that.
I have a problem with that, but I do it too, though.
I can't do that. I can't. Like what in their brain tells them that it's okay to play their videos at level 100?
I think it depends on what the environment you're in. But let's go. Keep going.
No,
keep going.
okay. Well, that was that. Walking. Okay, here's another one. Walking in the middle of a parking lot.
I hate that.
Blocking traffic, right?
That just happened to me today.
Walking very slowly.
Yep.
And then you have the people who are following them to try and get their parking space.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're holding up traffic.
Yeah.
So now you got two idiots.
Yep.
One of them holding up traffic because they're walking right in the middle of the fucking thing. And then another one, the car's waiting for them so they can go park.
I like when people are following me and I put something in the trunk and then I'll just walk back. Or I'll walk in between the cars like if I'm going to the next aisle and they just or the next lane and they just keep driving and I'll come back to the. I do that just to have fun, right? Now let's focus on the first couple of ones.
Go back to the speakerphone.
The speakerphone.
Okay.
So the speakerphone thing to me, bro, it irks me, right?
Yeah.
Now I do it sometimes, but I do it. I'm not out in public. The only time I'll do it out in public is if I'm like pumping gas or I'm doing something and I have it right next to me.
Okay.
Right. It's on a speakerphone because I'm in the middle of a call.
Right.
Other than that, man, I'm not gonna be in a public place on my speakerphone, and then you're having to yell back because they can't hear you because you're in a public place, right? And then now you're not having a conversation with the person on the phone. You're having a conversation with everybody.
So everybody knows your shit. Everybody knows your business. So
and then just to me, I'm just like, dude, the amount of idiotic stuff that I've heard coming from those speakerphone. And it's funny at times, but I'm like, bro, like hide your come on, man, like this is stupid, right?
That's shit you shouldn't be telling out loud.
So I do agree. The speakerphone thing is a no. I agree with that. Now the videos. Here's where I laugh because if it's entertaining. However, I have AirPods, right?
Yeah.
But I lost them. So when we're sitting down, like we were at the doctor's when I had to go for my MRI, right?
Must be an iPhone thing.
Oh, Lord. we're at the doctor's office, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching a video, and she'll turn to me and be like, "Hey, turn it down," and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm literally right here just listening to. I said, I have it low. I don't have it full blast. Like, I literally get it to like with the second volume. I don't have it all the way. But I'm like, God, give me a break. Like, leave me alone, right? However, when other people do it, it annoys me. So I can understand. I get it. I get it.
I don't know if I mentioned this before on the show, but Pearl Jam has a lyric, and it's from obviously it's from a song, but it says, "If you hate something, don't you do it too?" Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how we all are when we're driving, right? Somebody does something, you're like, motherfuck, what fuck? And then what? The next day, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as much as I talk shit about stuff that I see at one point or some point in time, I'm pretty sure that I do it.
Yeah.
So Roger says that Jenna said that our first night together, I farted all night in my sleep, and here we are.
But you were in your sleep though. See, like that, and honestly, when I'm crashed out, whatever I'm doing, I don't care. And if you chose to sleep with, okay, Porky got me on that one. Porky got me on that. Okay. I kind of care. However, if there's something that's out of my control, especially for us drinkers,
yeah,
there's gonna be some gas released.
Yeah. That's me with Paps. When I drink a lot of Paps, oh my God, I felt sorry.
I need another beer.
Oh, here he goes. All right, well let's go over these real quick. Dro and Low, that's old people. Are they talking about farting or burping? Oh, okay. So old people maybe normally are the ones that
are annoyed,
have their speakerphones on or watching videos.
Well, so I will tell you, I know my parents, both of them do it.
Well, yeah, and here we go. She said, Louis Lopez Sr.
Okay, so, and now that's probably Dro saying it. So, my dad is notorious. But see, here's the thing with my dad. He can't hear. He's literally deaf in one ear, right?
Okay.
He had an accident when he was in the Army. Grenade,
shit.
exploded near where he was at.
Yeah.
And so, he lost some of his hearing. And then plus, he worked in a hangar for freaking years. And so it's loud there, right?
Noises, yeah.
So he's lost some of his hearing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what makes him think that putting it on the speakerphone helps. I'm just thinking maybe put the phone to your good ear, right? But to him, it's if he puts it on speakerphone, he hears better. Hey, to each his own. That's fine. Whatever, if it works for you.
Right.
But I do. When he's doing that, I do see everybody like, what are you doing? Like, why are you on the speakerphone, right? But my mom does it too.
Yeah.
My mom does it too. She'll answer the phone and she's on speakerphone. I'm like, Mom, we don't all have to hear the conversation.
Right.
I get it.
That's what happens to me at 4:00 in the morning. Hold on, everybody.
That lovely sound.
That's what happens to me at 4:00 in the morning when I'm trying to sleep. And next thing I know, I hear videos in the background. There's TikTok is going off, and I wake up and there she is. I'm like, what are you doing? Go to bed. Yeah. Like, okay, and she has problems sleeping. Okay, like she can't, so she'll watch videos. But I'm like, I'm trying to sleep, so I got to listen to this at 99 level speaker TikTok. Judge Judy talking about.
So let me tell you why it's a bad. I just got another message.
Another anonymous.
No, it's not anonymous, but Dro. So me, my sis, my brother-in-law and Sabrina were on a group message.
Okay.
And this fool is notorious for sending stupid videos, first of all. But he loves to do... I don't know if you've ever heard the videos where you hear the moaning. That one, right? Like really, okay.
Yeah.
So he sent something and I looked at it and I'm like, I'm always skeptical when he sends something, right?
You can turn the volume down.
So, and I do. Well... We were, I don't even remember where we were at. We were in a public place, and there was a lot of people, and it was not loud. And Sabrina decided to open the video.
Oh.
And here's it, and immediately shuts it off. And, you stupid! And she started, messaging, and I'm like, dude, why would you open the... I'm looking at her like, why?
You already knew.
Granted, he hadn't gotten her before. Like, he's gotten me. He's gotten me before, right?
Right.
I've done it in a meeting. I did it in a meeting, right?
Oh my God.
However, I did it back to him one time, and I got him, in a good spot too. So, it's a kind of a back and forth thing. But he did it she opened it, and I'm looking at her like, now you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today. So yeah, that's the reason it's not a good idea to be on speakerphone.
Right. Exactly. So here's actually a good one. Chrissy says, I just think it's natural. Why be shy? I can say I can fart and burp in front of my husband, but I can't use the bathroom.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts about that? I do it all the time, and let me tell you, I do it. I don't care. We do it to each other.
You're doing what? Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing. So to me, that's my private time, right?
Well, it doesn't happen all the time.
Okay. To me, that's my private time. Now, if I gotta go and take a quick piss, I'm sorry. You're in here. You're doing your hair. I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Right?
I gotta go.
I mean, it's either that or the bushes or like what? It doesn't matter. But if I gotta go take a crap, like no, I'm like, hey man, I need you to step out,
Yeah.
And it's like honestly, I'm like, hey man, and if you don't want to be embarrassed, you might want to get out of the whole room and go to the living room so that way you don't hear what's gonna go down, right?
Because yeah.
But I think we're both the same way because it's like, hey, I gotta go and just close the door and and I walk. To me, it's just I walk away.
Right.
But if I gotta go pee, man, I'm like, hey, I gotta go. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care where you're at.
Yeah,
I don't care who's there.
Peeing is one thing,
Yeah.
and of course, the other thing as well. But when you've been with someone for
so long.
15 years,
Damn.
I'm thinking that it's pretty much okay to do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if you have anything else. I wanted to bring something else up, which is pretty cool. I don't know how much time this is going to take. I just wanted to bring it up. So
Yeah, let's check on
apparently, this 7-year-old boy claims to have been
on the World Trade Center.
in the World Trade Center
on
planes.
one of the planes. Yes.
So he remembers his last minutes before dying. He and his mom. He's 7, obviously. He said she said he hates tall buildings and is obsessed with planes. But he had apparently the information that only somebody on that plane would have known.
Okay.
And he recalls minute by minute how it happened.
So now, but he wasn't a kid on the plane.
No.
So he was one of the people on the plane. No. But what I'm saying is,
No. Yeah, he was a person.
so he was just one of the people on the plane, but he
Right.
wasn't a kid on the plane.
No, he was a man. He was a man.
He's basically what he's saying is kind of been reincarnated into
Right.
this
Exactly.
kid that now remembers everything that's happened.
He was a man. It was in the armed forces. I forget where he was flying, but he was going somewhere, and he was on the plane.
So
And-
now So I haven't researched this, and you sent it to me a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Or yesterday. I can't remember when. I was kind of in the middle of MRIs and shit. So however,
money.
yeah, dude, you know how much that crap's freaking cost with insurance was $550, bro.
No thanks.
However, I'm curious, and I want to research this, so I'm going to, but I'm curious to see, have they reached out to the family of the person he thinks he was?
Now this video was real quick. It was
Okay.
probably about 2 minutes, less than that.
I'm curious to see if that's happened.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all,
To find out,
right? To get some more information, because you've heard stories. I mean, I've heard stories like that. I've seen unsolved mysteries. I've seen different things like that where they're like, well, this person remembers this.
Right.
They remember being in the 1950s or 1900s and being in the Civil War. Like I've seen, stories like that.
I've heard that. Yeah.
This is kind of a more. It is of course a much recent one, but this is one we haven't really heard many like that lately. And this is one that's, hey, I'd like to rabbit hole it. I'd like to see deep dive in it and say, hey, have they spoken to the family? Has the family reached out? What else does he remember? Give us more details. Give us more things that obviously people that weren't there and people that don't know. Right. Mm-hmm. It was a big tragedy, but what happened leading up to it? Like it would be if it's true. Yeah. It would be cool to know how things went down. And I think it would give some of the families that were involved in that some more, maybe not comfort, but maybe more closure.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting story. It popped up, so I was real curious about it.
I'm gonna have to look for that one, man.
And the mom said that he just happened to develop faster than most kids. And he was talking faster than most kids would. He was walking faster or quicker than most kids would. So everything he does, and I heard the kid speak, and he's very articulate. His speech is very like, he's not
mature.
like if you heard a 7-year-old talk, he doesn't talk like a 7-year-old. He literally is talking like he's 20, 21, educated person, like really educated.
Yeah, very mature. So.
But anyway, that's interesting.
Well, the trash shows are putting it on them, man, right now. So
I don't even want to turn around.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn that crap off here in a little
bit. I got a couple more things. Do you have anything?
No.
I got some stuff to bring.
Bring it up. Okay. Bring it up.
So 2 more things real quick. The most recent Bigfoot sighting, which
the Colorado one.
Yeah, so that's very close, near and dear to my heart.
I know it is.
That's
why I sent it.
Most of everybody knows. So apparently, this couple was on a train in Colorado.
Yeah.
And saw this thing. Now, here's where I'm skeptical. As much as I believe, I'm also very skeptical.
Yeah.
Why don't these people ever zoom in? Why don't these people ever alert somebody else?
They might have had an Android. I don't know.
Oh, fuck. No, they would have saw the moon landing.
Oh, the one that didn't happen?
Hey,
the one that didn't happen.
I took a picture of a star that's 500 light years away, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll show it to you. I can't do that on an iPhone.
Yeah. But you're right. I agree. I don't know. But
can be honest
when you look at the still picture that they took, because they took video and then they took a still picture, right?
Yeah.
And the still picture, to me, it just looks so much like the Harry and the Henderson freaking character.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, and you brought up a good point. Could it be something that's done while people are on the train, so that it attracts and it gets people wondering?
Wouldn't you think?
It could be, and honestly, that would be a great attraction, and it would be great for people to want to say, "Hey, I want to get on that train. I want to see this."
Yeah.
Right. So it could be a money making thing for this company. However, this is the first time we hear about it. This is the first time it's ever shown. You do see this thing walking, and it's a big old freaking Harry and the Henderson freaking type character. But yeah, man.
Now, if they would have said that motherfucker is not real,
yes,
then we would have been like, oh, okay, we know who's behind this one. Oh man. But anyway, so I don't know. Believe what you will. If you want to hear more about my story, you can ask me. But anyway. This other video that I saw that popped up said a woman wants $3,500 as a security deposit.
Oh yeah.
Before
going on
a guy can talk to her. Can talk to her. Not even go on a date. Can talk to her.
Is this the same girl that framed Trevor Bauer?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man.
So I'm like, this goes back to the guy having to pay if he wanted to take a girl out, and the girl insists that he pays for her babysitter and
God, yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
So
yes.
What person? What kind of?
It better be that damn good, man. That's all I gotta say.
You gotta be really lonely, bro. Like really lonely.
Yeah.
And then have
so much money that you don't know what to do with, and you're just gonna take a stab at this. So.
For real, $3,500 just to talk to somebody,
bro. I was complaining today, spending $300 on gas and inspection stickers and all this other crap. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you $3,500 to talk to you.
$3,500, man. Come on. I mean, there's we also talked about that. If I'm gonna pay $3,500, there better be something at the end of that date.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
And not at the end of that one. At the end of the next 5, at least.
If you work out a good deal, you might be able to get 3 or 4.
Can we work out a payment plan?
Yeah, you might be able to get 3 or 4.
Can I put that on layaway? Let's just say that.
So Joe and Low, I think I read somewhere that train is a Sasquatch tour, and the owner dresses like Bigfoot as part of the tour.
Okay, so that would make sense.
Well, that makes sense.
And that is a train. So that train, we want to go on. So we've been to Colorado once, but we didn't do the train, right? We want to do that, especially when it's snowing.
That exact same train?
Yeah. So really? it's a nice train. Okay. It goes around the mountain. It goes through the mountains and by a river, and you see the snow caps, and like it's an amazing view.
Right.
We've TikToked it. We've done the whole thing. So we want to do that train. Now people are doing it when it's not snowing, and obviously, to me, I guess this is a good attraction
And
again.
then, Bigfoot comes out.
Yeah. So thank you there, Joe and Lo.
Thank you, Joe and Lo. All right, so maybe let's finish off on this then. Kind of serious, but not too serious. But so you're in a relationship. I'm in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of people that are in relationships. So
I mean, we're not in relationships with a lot of people. We just have a lot of people that we know that are in relationships.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yes.
Not anymore.
We've matured. Got a little white mixer.
Oh no! Wait! Oh, we've got a comment here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Mom's making a comment.
Mom came on. Mom has joined the show.
Here we
All right,
go.
so now we're gonna have to keep it.
I don't have my beep. I don't have my sensor. Let's see. She says, paying for a date, and if you know they have a kid, yes, you better be prepared to pay a lot, a babysitter. That's only natural. So mom thinks you should pay for it.
Well, Mom, okay, look. We touched on this the last episode. So when you're it's hard to say, right? Because you don't want to sound you don't want to bring the racing thing into it, but when you're dealing with Latinos, man, you got family that you can drop the kid off to. Come on,
there's somebody that's
there's somebody that can watch it. However, now, like I said, if somebody tells me I can't go on a date with you because I have my kids today and I don't have anybody to watch them, and I offer, great, and she's right. You better be willing to, if you want to go on that date. However, it shouldn't be a requirement from the girl. If you were to say, "Hey, I want to take you out to the movies next week," okay, cool. I gave you a week's notice. You better figure this out.
You better find somebody.
Okay? And then don't tell me the day of, "Hey, are you gonna pay for my babysitter?" No, I'm not.
No.
Okay.
No.
Now, if she were to tell me, "Hey, man, I had a sitter lined up and it fell through, so I'm not gonna be able to make it." Hey, man, let's find somebody else. I'll help you pay for a babysitter.
Yeah.
I'll help you out then.
Let's get on Angie's list and
but
find
it's not going to be a requirement. It's not going to be you're going to do this. No, I'm not going to do it.
So Josh says, "Sorry, Mom, you're wrong." Respectfully. And Mom says, "That's how I taught my son."
Yes.
That's a first impression.
Yes, and she's
you're
right.
Yeah,
it's an impression.
Yeah. You did bring that up.
I am going to say, hey, man, you know what? I really want to take you out, so I'm going to. I am, right? And it's a first impression. And not only that, I think you're getting in good with the date. So, maybe there'll be another date, right?
And then she gives you a tab for $3,500.
And says, to talk to me, you're going to... But you know what? I mean, I agree, right? I do. Like, if it came from a good place and it was not this is what is required in order to go out with me. No. Right. If it's something that came up and it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to help you. Let's figure this out.
And you're going to help her you're going to help her. Yeah.
I'll offer, 100%, 10 times out of 10. But you're not going to require it of me. Right. I'm not obligated. Sorry.
Never.
Especially if I give you a week's notice. Don't give me that.
No, if she's Latina, she better have somebody to help. So, yeah. Here we go. So, Chrissy, I think it's different from when our parents grew up comparing to now.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
That's true.
It's true.
Well, what was the other thing? God. And I read this thing that said, and I think you had brought it up too, but just to reiterate, you mentioned something about if you offer to take someone out for lunch.
Yes.
Then you're paying.
Yes.
And you should pay, right?
And that's like paga.
Right. Mm-hmm. So if you're inviting, then, and this is how it would have played out. Let's just say, right? Louis calls me up. Hey, what are you doing? Want to go out to eat? My first thing would be, oh, man, I don't got no cash, man.
Yeah. Nah, man, I got you, bro. Let's go.
Boom. I got you. I catch you, And I'm not expecting him to say, yeah, you're going to pay for me. That's just the way that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You invited, so you got to pay. Do you have to pay?
Yeah. I mean, you should be expected to, or I would expect to. If I'm inviting somebody out, I would expect to pay. Now, I would love for the person to be like, well, I got this. Let's split it, whatever. But if I'm inviting, it's because I'm saying, hey, man, I got you. Let's go over here. Let's go to B-Dubs. Let's go to wherever, and let's go eat. Let's go hang out. Have a drink. I got it. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Because I'm inviting.
Yeah. I know Sabrina had said something too about, well, it's different now. And, maybe women should offer to either pay or pay for something.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's always been her thing.
And that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Not all women are like
They're
that.
Not. No, because even the first time I said, hey, let's go to a movie. Okay. We get to the movies and we get to the line to get snacks. And I'm pulling out my card and she's like, what are you doing? Like, you got the movies. I got the snacks. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not how my mama taught me. However, I'm not gonna say no. Yeah. So, can I get some extra butter? Yeah. And put some Twizzlers.
Can you get an icy?
And icy.
Throw me some icy over here. I need some of that.
I want some nachos. So, yes, definitely.
Oh man. Oh God, Roger. Oh Roger.
Oh, here we go.
This only seems to be a black woman thing. So as long as you're not dating black women, you don't need babysitter money.
He brought that up the last time. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, that's classic Roger.
Yep.
Classic Roger. Yeah. And then let's see what else. Oh, Mom, I'm not a feminist. After a relationship, then it's different.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. True. And oh, you can read that.
I'm sure this is Dro.
So Dro
I'm sure this is Dro. He says, I don't think it's a black woman thing. It's a ratchet bitch thing. Which I think that's what I ended up saying. I was like, I don't think it's a black person
pretty
thing.
Ratchet.
It's not a race thing. I think it's a ghetto thing.
Yeah.
It's the ghetto mentality.
Right.
And we all know those.
Well, we all know those. It's like this lady wanting you to pay $3,500 just to pay for her. Yeah. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
And Roger says, like I said, okay. Veronica chimed in, okay, as a mom, but not in the dating scene, I would just think it's the mom's responsibility to get the babysitter, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say,
agree.
Why not?
I agree. And Dro says the same thing. Or even that could have been low. There's ratchet in all races, and I definitely agree. I definitely agree.
Oh man. Well, let me see. Well, let's finish this up real quick.
Yeah, let's wrap this up, guys.
I kind of had a kind of serious question, but I wanted to see. We were going into the relationship thing,
yes.
Right? So how long have you been in a relationship?
Oh, I mean, all my life, but in this one, and this one we're going about 4 years.
I don't have a censor button.
Yeah, and this one going about 4 years.
All right, so 4 years.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about difficult questions, right?
Okay.
Money issues, work issues, like stuff that maybe in your mind you would think, should I bring this up to her?
Oh,
should
yeah,
I say something?
At this point, yes, it's definitely a conversation that's going to be had,
right?
And I think on both parties, right? You're now in a position where if there's an issue, you have to address it. You have to be able to bring something up, whether it be money, whether it be work, whether it be kids, whatever it is.
Right.
I think you need to be able to have that open communication.
For sure.
Because that's the only way that a relationship's going to work.
Yeah.
If you're holding stuff in, it's never a good thing, because at any time it can build up and blow up, and then it can be a bad situation
to make it worse.
Yeah. So you don't want to get to that point.
I'll be honest, man. I sometimes I hold a lot of things in. Sometimes. When it has to do with work-wise.
I was the same way.
Or anything that's going on. Like, I'm usually want to kind of hold it in to a certain point, and then it gets exactly
to that
like
point.
You said.
To the boiling
point, and then it's like, you can't turn back now.
Yeah. Yep.
So and being in relationships, it's,
And I think that's one of the main ingredients in a relationship. It's not 50-50. It's 100-100. Right. And
that sounds like Sabrina said
that. I actually mentioned that. That's me. Now I will say though, with that, communication is a big part. So you have to be able to discuss anything and everything, because then you will never know. There will never be complete honesty, because I'm sorry, if I'm holding it in, then I'm not being it's as if I don't trust that person with not one. And this is how I see it, right?
Okay.
I don't trust that person with my feelings.
Okay.
So if this is something that's weighing heavy on me in my heart or on my mind, then I feel that I'm obligated to have to say something, because if not, then I can hold that against them without them even knowing.
You're keeping what are they called? You're keeping receipts.
You're keeping receipts, right? Yeah, you keep your receipts. And what you're doing is you're holding it against them without them even knowing, and it's not fair to that person, because then that person's like, "What did I do? Or what happened?
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Where is it coming?
Where's this coming from?
What is going on?"
Yeah,
gotcha. And it's because you've had it built up for so long, so you have to be able to share. I mean, that's just the way I feel. You have to be able to be open and honest about everything, especially once you get to that point.
So we're talking about honesty now. So be honest. If she came up to you and said, "Let's be swingers," what would your first reaction be?
Well, who do you have in mind? No, we've had that discussion, and it wasn't a like, hey, we're proposing this like this. It was. Would you ever do this?
Right.
Okay, would you ever do it? It was one of those, right?
Right.
And honestly, my answer was like, no, because I don't share.
Okay.
I don't share. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to. It's not something that I would want to do. It's not something that's even when you talk about when people talk about threesomes and all this other stuff, I'm sorry, I can't, because I don't share. Like, I don't care whether it was a woman or a man. I don't care. Right. I don't share. And because I'm sorry, I want the attention all focused on me. So
that's you.
That's me.
That is you. That's typical Louis. Louis. That's Louis right there, man. So I mean, I don't know. It's funny. It's something that did come up at one point, and it's like, okay, what? Wait a minute. What is this a trick?
Yeah.
Like, what? Why is she asking that? What? Wait. So it kind of started out as something like, like to me it was a trick question, but when it kept going on, it'd be like, oh, I don't know, is she being serious, or But I guess it depends on the type of relationship that you have.
I think so too.
Because, like you said, like you got to trust them, with the answer, and of course, I would be like, yeah, let's do it, yeah,
you're thinking about that, right? Yeah, exactly.
But so anyway, that was a conversation that came up, so I just wanted to bring that up, but. All right, man.
Hey, man, we made it through our first one. Made it through our first one.
Pretty good.
This will be on Spotify.
Yeah, we're going to pull this.
Still. So for the people that didn't get to come in and join in live, it's still going to be on Spotify. You can still comment there. You can still comment on our page. You can still comment, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. But we are looking, hopefully, in the next week or two, to be able to be on location somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, Louis was spearheading that.
Yeah, that's where we got to go already on a couple places.
He wanted to. He did. He brought it up to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, what do you think about doing this?" And I was like, "Oh, let's get through this first live stream first."
Yeah, we want to test the waters. We want to see how it is, and then go from there. So that'd be pretty cool. I'll tell you right now. So I mass message all the time whenever our episodes come out.
Oh, okay.
So I mass messaged today, and I was like, "Hey, we're gonna be on live at 7. Come join us." And I already had people like, "Where are you gonna be at?" Like. Thinking people were going to join us somewhere. Right. So we will let you know when we do an on location, because we are going to want people to join and come in and be around, and that way you can not only hear the show, but you can also engage in person live. Right.
Yeah,
so that's going to be something that's going to be great, and we're headed there, guys. So we're headed there.
We're headed there without the approval of Roger, because Roger said this was the worst episode ever. Never one to hold back his true feelings.
Roger's also an Eagles fan, so we,
he's a flip flopper.
Yeah, so we take his opinion with a grain of salt. So
yeah, not even that. Not even that.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for nothing, Roger. Yeah, we're never gonna let you know anything. You know what? You're never gonna be on the show again. You're never gonna be on the show. I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna say, I wonder what Roger thinks about this. I'm gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing. Exactly. I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna let you stew in your own whatever.
But thanks for the feedback.
What does it say? You stayed awake for the entire thing. Wow.
Oh, that's right, because he's an hour ahead of us. Remember that.
Who? Oh, Roger?
is, yeah.
Whatever, man.
Just because Mama joined in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes,
that was pretty cool.
Yes.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was awesome. Thanks, Mom.
All right, man. Well, that's it. That is our show. We will, like Louis said, we're gonna put that up on. You can still see it on our Facebook page.
Yep.
But we'll also put it up on
Spotify.
so you can go back and relive all those great moments that we just
sir.
had. All right, man. So
well, thank you everybody for that who tuned in.
Yeah,
you know, everybody who had comments, and we appreciate it. And again, this was our first one, so you know, be looking out for the next one. We'll be posting it, letting everybody know. Here we go.
God damn it, Roger! I passed up watching Ozark for this. Really,
bro? You're late on Ozark already, bro. That's already 3 years ago.
They all die.
Yes, they all died, bro.
And the butler did it.
I'm gonna spoil it for you.
Son of a... Tell him for real.
They all died. They all died.
They all died. Yep. There. You don't have to watch it.
You don't have to watch it, bro.
You don't have to watch it. You can be a flip flopper again
and
watch the Eagles. You mother sucker.
Well,
again.
We appreciate everybody.
We'll talk to you guys later, man. Thanks for listening. Later.